Welcome back guys to Pokemon TCG Center. Mario with you, and today we have a unboxing video. So basically I will open a 2015 World Championship deck. This one is from Patrick Martinez, Punches and Bites deck that was actually the winner of the Senior Championship 2015. Pretty much the staple box, like the other two that I opened previously in my video. On the back we have Seismitoad, pretty much basic stamp, play like a champion, grab a World Championship deck and stuff like that. Right here we have Punches and Bites deck list, also the warning in a lot of different languages. And we also have Senior Champion, as you can see right here. Patrick Martinez dominated the Pokemon TCG Senior division with the Punch and Bites deck, just as its star player Seismitoad EX dominated tournaments during the 2015 season. Golbat and Crobat bring the Bites side of the equation. Manectric EX helps dish out extra damage, and if an opponent isn't playing Pokemon tool cards, so boost its assault laser attack, you can fix that with the help of the Team Flare, of course Headringer. So pretty much the basic stuff for this deck. Okay, so let's crack this deck box and let's actually see the content and the cards inside. So I really like those World Championship decks. They're pretty cheap. You can find them on the eBay and CCG Castle for like 12 to 15, $20 depend. So I got mine from ccgcastle.com. So right here we have the book. So right here you can find the countries that was participated, juniors, final brackets, seniors and master divisions. You can also find the deck list for all of top 4 juniors, master and the senior players, and you can also find something from VG video game championship also, and stuff like that. So the Boston 2015, I wouldn't say it's a rule book, it's some kind of book. Then we also have, okay, let me crack this up. Of course, pile of cards. This beautiful Pikachu pin. I really like those Pikachu pins. They are just amazing. I need to fix my focus. So we'll put this Pikachu in a bag. And of course we have that Seismitoad EX card. Let me just move it outside, and AZ card. And here we also have some cards and the code card actually that came with this deck. And of course we have this beautiful deck box. So if you guys are interested in those deck box, I really don't need them, I don't collect them, so if you any of you guys will be interested in them, I can sell them or trade for a pretty cheap price. Okay, so let me just fix those Pokemon cards, supporter cards, item cards and stuff like that, so I can go through the deck list so you guys can see what the deck list actually looks like. And I will also talk, say a few words about the deck list, and we'll also talk a little bit about the strategy of this deck. Okay, so right there we have item cards. Right there we have some Crobat and Golbats, energy cards of course, and the Pokemons. Okay, so let's start with the deck list. So basically you will find inside 2 copies of the Shaymin EX. So Shaymin EX was pretty good card. Let me just fix my focus. So Shaymin EX with the setup, pretty much when you play it from your hand, you can draw cards until you have 6 in your hand, and you can also Sky Return. So 2 copies of Shaymin EX was in this deck, and those Shaymins are just they was too good in the format. They are also really good right now in the format, so they are for the they was for the setup. Okay, I fixed my focus. Then we also have 2 copies of Manectric EX. So pretty much with the Manectric EX, he was able for 1 energy to overrun for 20 or 40 with the Muscle Band and spread 20 damage to bench. And also with the Salt Laser, you can hit for 60 and 60 more if your opponents have the Head Ringer, for example, or any other tool, which means that with 1 Crobat line, with 1 Crobat and Muscle Band, you can knock out pretty much a lot of 170 HP Pokemons in play. So he was running 2 Manectric EX also in his deck. Then other cards that we find in this deck was 3 copies of Seismitoad EX. So Seismitoad EX, pretty much no need to talk too much about it. Quaking Punch for double colorless. Your opponents cannot play item cards. With the Muscle Band, you increase that damage to 50, and that's pretty much all what he was doing in this deck. So pretty much Quaking Punch, and with the Rock Guard, when your opponents try to attack you, he takes 6 more damage counters back, and that was pretty insane with those Zubat and with those Golbat and Crobat lines. We will also find 4 copies of Zubat with the free flight in this deck. Pretty much you need to run Zubat in this deck so you can evolve into Golbat and Crobat. And this Zubats was with the free flight, so it says that if you don't have energy attached to Zubat, it have free retreat, which is pretty good. In case you start with Zubat, you can free retreat to Seismitoad, Shaymin, Manectric, or anything you really need to play. Then the other cards that we will find in this deck was 3 copies of the Golbat. So pretty much Golbat with the Sneaky Bite, when you play it from your hand, you can put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon in play. And this was also a pretty good card in the combination with that Crobat, which have Surprise Bite, or which can put 3 damage counters when you play it from your hand. And those Crobat and Golbat's lines was pretty good and pretty strong because you have Super Scoop Ups and AZ, and you can just repeat doing this ability a lot of time by playing Super Scoop Up or AZ by bringing them back to your hand and evolving back to the bench. For double colorless energy, pretty much staple in this deck because of the Seismitoad Quaking Punch ability, and we also can find 4 Lighting Energies for the Manectric EX attack, for the Overrun, and for the second attack, Assault Laser. So in total 8 energies in this deck. Of course, 4 copies of Ultra Ball was also what you can find in this deck, so pretty much with the Ultra Ball you was able to discard 2 cards from your hand and search your deck for pretty much any Pokemon that you actually need, so pretty much you was able to grab Shaymin and Setup, and even Seismitoad, Golbat, Crobat, or any other Pokemon. Only 3 Versus Seeker. A lot of players was played 4 Versus Seeker, but this deck runs only 3 Versus Seeker, so with Versus Seeker you was able to grab any supported card from your discard pile back to your hand. We can also find 4 copies of Hypnotoxic Laser. So Hypnotoxic Laser was also a good deal and good thing in this deck, because with those additional damage from the Crobats and Golbats and with the item log from the Seismitoad side, he was pretty much able to increase the damage with that Hypnotoxic Laser to your opponent's active Pokemon, and he also maybe get heads on the coin flip, so your opponent's active Pokemon was not able to attack if it was not able to wake up. We also can find 2 Head Ringers in this deck. With the Head Ringer, you can attach Head Ringer to your opponent's EX Pokemon, and that EX Pokemon should pay 1 more energy to attack. And that was also a good interactive card in this deck, and it also fit pretty good. As I mentioned it earlier, Rock Guard was the... Rock Guard right here was a ace pack, so pretty much when your opponents attack or damage you or even knock out, he takes back 6 damage counters. We also have 1 copies of AZ, so AZ was good for those Crobat line and also for damaged Shaymins or maybe Seismitoad or Manectric, just to remove them from play when you need. But the 1 copy of AZ was pretty much for those Crobat lines. What else we can find? we can find 4 copies of Professor's Juniper. So pretty much staple card, discard your hand and draw 7 cards, no need to talk too much about this card. There was also 1 copy of 06, so with the 06 you was able to discard from your or opponent's Pokemon either Tool or Double Colorless or Special Energy card. That was also good tech in this deck. Also 1 Pokemon Center Lady was good tech, so pretty much with it you was able to heal 60 damage and remove all special conditions from one of your Pokemons in play. Also 1 copy of Colress for mid or late game when you already have bench set up, so you can shuffle your Colress back to, you can shuffle your hand back to your deck and drop the number of cards equal to the benched Pokemons, both your and your opponent. 4 copies of N, so pretty much broken card. Each player shuffle his or her hand into deck and then draw cards for each of his or her remaining prize card. I really like the N. Also 2 copies of Lysander, so Lysander is reprinted catcher but just in the supported format. 2 copies of Muscle Band, so with the Muscle Band he was able to attack for 20 more damage counters. Also 3 copies of Super Scoop Ups, pretty much with the Super Scoop Up if you get heads you can scoop up something from play back to your hand, including energy cards and those item cards. And also the last 3 cards in this deck was of course Burbank City Gyms, so the stadium card which says put 2 more damage counters on your opponent's poisoned Pokemon between turns, and also on your Pokemons between turns. So this was the deck from the Patrick Martinez senior winner of the World Championship for the 2015. I hope you guys enjoy watching this video, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more future videos in future, and till the next time, have a nice day and goodbye.